Welcome to the ISB show. I'm your host, Sahil, here with Ishana, covering the U.S. women. Oh, wait a second. It's an alternate universe today, multiverse. We're actually covering the men, the U.S. men's national team.
It is indeed.
Ishana is joining me. Ishana, wow, what's going on? You're here for the U.S. men instead of the women today.
I know. It's a special occasion. Happy to be here.
January camp action, and it was a special occasion because U.S. men's national team had a fantastic overall camp, and it finished with a very good match in the freezing tundra of Orlando, of all places. I don't know what's going on in Florida, some crazy weather going on, but let's talk about the product on the field, Ishana. What were your overall thoughts of the game?
I mean, I thought the first half was interesting. I thought the second half was a little boring, to be honest, until the very end. It was sort of similar to the first game in the sense that, it was a little scrappy. It wasn't super clean. They looked really raw. They looked young. But as a whole, I was happy. I mean, they played with a ton of intensity. I think Pochettino has kind of laid the groundwork for what he expects. And I saw a entire squad of men fighting to get a spot for the Nations League. So I think as a whole, I think it was a great showing for not only the team, but also for Pochettino.
Yeah, I think what you said is really a big point to emphasize is this Pochettino has brought in a style, and you can see it right now. You see it before when we used to watch the U.S. men's national team under Berhalter. Some of the matches you just go out and you say, what is going on? I mean, it may, like you said, some games, I thought the first match was a little bit scrappier than this one, but it doesn't always look perfectly smooth or anything like that, but at least you see the style that they're trying to do.
Well, I also think he's giving them more space and more freedom to actually play and to take more risks and to, I felt like tactically what Berhalter was doing too was sort of limiting them and trying to almost have them play kind of this European style of, okay, this passing, and then, okay, let's wait for a through ball. And just seeing them driving it forward more, I feel like they're playing with a lot more confidence. And they looked like they were having fun out there, honestly. I mean,
and it fits much more naturally than, like you said, building from the back. Clearly, that sort of, methodical building from the back. That's just not the U.S. men's national team style. This is much more, and we're loving it. Shall we talk players a little bit overall? And shoot, I'm going to get into who deserves a spot later, but just overall, like who stood out for you in this match?
I mean, okay, first I have to say Zach Steffen, first and foremost. I actually think, I know you don't want to jump ahead, but I think the spot for the goalie race is tight, let's just say.
Let's just jump ahead. Let's jump ahead. Let's talk about it. Let's go. Let's talk about it. Yeah. Which players deserve to be in the Nations League squad? This is what we all want to know anyway, right? From this match. So, yeah.
Yeah. So I definitely think Zach Steffen deserves to be there. I think he had an excellent game, and I think he's adjusted a lot to, playing a bit more defensively. He had 2 incredible saves. I mean, those were just world-class saves. And, I think if he can work on his consistency, I don't know. I mean, time will tell. Turner is obviously that's his role, but I don't know.
I agree with you. And to your point about the defensive, what he was mentioning is that, for his clubs, they give him more leeway to kind of push up a little bit from even in the goalkeeping position. But here at the U.S. men's national team, goalkeeper coach had told him, you need to play a little reserved. Mm-hmm. I love the way he played. I thought he played a fantastic game. Those were like 2 world-class saves. The second one was incredible. That one was a goal 9 out of 10 times. Fantastic. And I agree with you, Ishana. I think this guy deserves a look in the March camp for the Nations League because he's been playing a fantastic. This is fantastic, this display.
Yeah, I mean, he was really like a standout during the game. And then my favorite player who I really, really do feel like could develop into such a strong player is Diego Luna. And first of all, I love the way he plays. I think it's so creative, and it is the type of thing that I almost feel like if he was playing with, people will alert to his inconsistencies, but I honestly wonder if that's because he feels like the player who plays better with better players. And I
Yeah.
feel like, he almost has, and like, I don't want to say this because I'll get chewed out in the comments, but whatever. He almost has that messy peripheral vision of he can just see these spaces and go. And that assist he had was amazing. And I just think not only that, I think he's an interesting guy. I mean, he apparently, I guess when he was on Real Salt Lake, he was feeling kind of lonely, so he got a job as a barista.
Yeah.
And he's very up on his therapy, and he feels like the new generation of players. And I mean, the kid got his nose essentially broken, or it had to be readjusted in place, blood dripping down, but you could tell he was like, no, 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 I want to showcase what I can do. I feel like this kid was just overlooked. He came out of nowhere. He's doing great in the MLS. And I think if he develops maybe like a little bit more consistency, I think he could just be, I mean, the raw talent is there, and he's not afraid to take risks. And
Yeah, a
he
regular
just
on the
has amazing
squad,
movement.
right? You're going to say is
Yeah.
he could be a regular on the squad, and I agree with you. I think everyone that's part of ISB is very high on this particular player. So fantastic first goal, fantastic assist to Brian White, who knocked it home. All right, who
Oh,
else?
sorry. Yeah, Brian White. I think I said someone else who's one, but yes. Okay. So my third would probably be a Jamong and Ajimong.
Yep, Ajimong, yeah.
That's how you
That is
pronounce
the
it.
pronunciation, yeah.
And to be honest, it's not that I mean, yes, he scored twice in this camp, but it's more just like his sheer height. I mean, I will just say, do I know if he's really going to be like that wow factor, that wild factor? I don't know, but I think his height combined with the runs he makes already has something that we could place on our team that we don't already have. I could see him being a really good sub, maybe coming in, when we need him, scoring a header or something like that. I think he would be probably the third person. And
Okay.
yeah.
So we were close because I was with you on Zach Steffen. I was
Okay.
with you on Diego Luna. But for the third, and the only reason I'm a little bit suspect on Patrick Ajimong is because he reminds me a little bit of some of the other strikers that we have, where they're very talented in terms of those runs they make forward, and when they put on that burst of speed, very hard to catch, very physically imposing. But what I would like him to do more is his passing ability, where he's looking for the pass. There was one play I remember in this match where I thought he could have fed it to Miljevic, and that would have been an easy goal, and he kind of took an extra touch. So I agree with you. I think there's raw talent there. I just hope he develops more. I thought, if I had to pick someone else, I thought Anelli had a very good match.
Yeah, he did.
I thought some of Jack McGlynn had a little bit of a quieter match than he did last match.
Mm-hmm.
Look, Caden Clark's finish was very good. I mean, I think
Very
touch
good.
base on that. Yeah.
I don't think beyond that he didn't show enough for me to,
Okay.
jump on board. But, I just the idea of these players and, what they're bringing from the MLS, it just shows that we could potentially have some depth, which I think we are very much lacking
Yeah.
right now. And, if I mean, like I said, I'm just really optimistic about Luna. I hope he doesn't get injured or anything like that, but I was very impressed. I mean, he's just a very unique player.
Yeah. Well, even if he gets injured, he can play, right? Because he was playing with a broken nose today, so he can probably play with a lot of different things. And Shauna, lastly, was this the best January camp? You've of course been to some of the matches during January camps before. Was this the best January camp that you've seen?
I mean, it was more exciting, and I think it was, I don't know if I would say the best, but I would say it was a big, solid check mark. I think Pochettino accomplished what he set out to do. And I think as fans, we can actually walk away being like, okay, I accept this performance. This is kind of an indication of what's to come, as opposed to going in and always feeling like we're starting the game with our back against the walls and, entering the tournament, all of these tournaments and these camps with our backs against the wall. And I think there was a calmness to this camp, and there was fire and there was strategy, and it felt like there was ideas there.
Yeah.
We aren't just like throwing spaghetti on the wall. I guess.
Yes, that is probably the best thing that you have said all program, because we love the fact that the U.S. men's national team has ideas again. We know that the counterpart on the U.S. women's national team is a fantastic manager, and now we have two fantastic managers, which is super exciting for all you U.S. fans out there of the U.S. men's national team. Let us know your thoughts in the comments. It's an exciting time to be a U.S. fan. I think this camp reinvigorated all of us. And Sean, I'll let you say it. I'll let you say it today because you don't do a lot of U.S. men's videos, but maybe you're the good luck charm.
First, I'm going to say go Pochettino, because he's a little teddy bear and I had no idea. I loved his interviews. I loved that he also said some slightly inappropriate things. I was here for it. So go Pochettino and go USMNT.